What's up, everybody? We're back in this thing, man. It's me solo, man. Today, John is out taking care of some business. But, man, I had to get on here, man, and talk about the NBA Finals, man. And the big question of the day is OKC youth becoming an issue for them? If you've been paying attention to the finals, one thing you notice, man, is at the end of games, OKC is always finding a way to lose, and the Indiana Pacers are always finding a way to win. The Indiana Pacers are doing just enough to hang around, and they strike at the very end and end up pulling out these games, man. And for the most part, besides last game, OKC has pretty much been in control the whole game. And come fourth quarter, man, it's just they just fall apart, man. And they're playing good, they're putting up decent numbers, man. But man, their ability or their inability to close out games and close games, man, is really causing them potential finals, man. And Indiana having vets on their team, and I honestly think the better coach. I'm a fan of Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle, I believe, is doing a really good job. He's doing a good job, especially with Tyrese Haliburton. And they was hounding Tyrese, man. They've been hounding him all series, but the smarts to take him off the ball and allow him to start the offense once they get in the half court has really helped them in their offense, and has really helped Tyrese to be able to break free and do what he's done, what he's been doing. And I think it's going to be a new poll taken out next year, and that whole overrated thing that was put out on Tyrese Haliburton. That whole overrated thing that was put out on Tyrese Haliburton, man. Boy, has he proven that 1,000 times wrong. Because man, he has in many cases willed them to win, making plays on both ends, getting steals. And another one I want to talk about, man, before I get up off of here, man, is I like the way that the referees called Game 3. They wasn't giving Shea all those fouls every time he would flail, and he go in, he's looking for the contact, and then he just throws his body, and they give him the contact. Although OKC shot more free throws in Indiana, it wasn't nothing crazy like Shea up there shooting 15 free throws. Like, yeah, that's ridiculous. You're basically handing them the game. Um, I like the way that the refs are reffing the game. If you're not going to give that same call to the Indiana Pacers on the other end, please don't give it to Shea. If you're going to let in OKC, man, they play a physical brand of basketball, especially defensively. And the refs let Lou Dort, J Dub, they let all these guys, man, they let them get up in you, man. They let them be physical with their opponents. But when you go on the other end and you try to play that same brand of physicality on OKC, Shea is going to the free throw line. And so, yeah, it's like we can't play the same physical defense that OKC playing. So I like the way that the ref called the game, man. But I believe that they're going to have to figure out a way to close out these games, man. And they're going to have to figure out the right lineup to close out these games. And I believe Indiana ability to be able to switch has has helped them out a lot. And two, this is my opinion, I believe Indiana is the best fast-paced team in the league. You don't want to get into a track meet with them. I'm telling you. You talking about run and gun? Them young cats can run and gun. I believe if OKC wants to take back control of this series and they want to win this series, OKC needs to slow the game down. Point blank period. OKC needs to play more in the half court. Now, don't get it wrong. OKC is good in the open floor too, but they're just not as good as the Indiana Pacers. And so when you try to play that brand of basketball of playing an up-tempo pace, you're playing in the favor of the Indiana Pacers. So I think OKC they need to slow the pace down. They need to play a little bit more in the half court and make Indiana play more in the half court instead of letting Indiana get out and run. You know, if you let Haliburton and them all get out and run, man, you're in trouble. And that's what happened in that fourth quarter. Indiana began to run, and OKC was trying to run with them, and that's just not gonna work. That ain't gonna work, man. But you know, the games have been competitive besides game two. Game two was a blowout. But the games have been competitive, and everything lies on everything. All the marbles, man, are on the table, man, for game four. Because for OKC, it's all or nothing, man. And it's going to be difficult because you're playing Indiana. Indiana plays very good at home, as well as OKC does. They play good at home too. But Indiana plays good at home. And if you let Indiana win these two games in Indiana, and y'all go back to OKC down 3-1, it's curtains. It's over. It's over. OKC, this is a must-win game. It's a must-win. They need to go back to OKC 2-2. This is a must-win. Indiana was looked over, but they are like that. They are like that. Them young cats can play. And they have the proven formula. They have their two main guys, which is Haliburton and Siakam. But at every position, they have a very capable guy who can get a bucket and who can also space the floor. So it's like they have the perfect recipe for success, because you can't help off with nobody because they have nothing. Everybody on the floor can shoot threes, all the way down to Miles Turner, who's playing the center. He can shoot threes at a high clip. So you can't leave anybody. Then two, if you close out, all of them cats are able to put the ball on the floor and drive and make a play. When you have that, you know, it's similar to what Boston had a year ago. Boston had the same recipe where you had Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, but then you had guys around them who were very capable of spreading the floor, and they can kill you from three. But if you close out, they can put the ball on the floor and they can attack and make a play. And this is proven to be a successful formula. And I think teams are going to start to adopt that. We know it's a copycat league. So we'll see what happens in the future, man. But this is a must-win for OKC. They have to come out, man. And they're playing hard, man. They're playing, good basketball. They're just not closing out the games. And that's where they're falling short. I don't know if it's the pressure getting to them. I don't know if they're too young. But let me know, man, in the comments, man. Let me know what you think, man, is the issue. Do you think it's the youth playing the issue of them closing out these games? Do you think it's just Shea or bust? Let me know, man. And let me know who you got, what team you're choosing, and how many games, man. But this your man, Dan, with Let That Be Known, man. And, man, until next time, man, we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace out, man.